Don't blink if you're buying. Welcome, controversial, because we hope are having a wonderful day on this glorious 21st September 2025. We are back with The Good Place. We are back with a review. We are currently doing episode 9 and, drumroll please, 10 and 11 and 12 and tra la 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 la. So, like I was saying, we have a scene where we see Eleanor. So this is a continue. It's weird to do because there's not really an intro, but if you continue from the last part that I did, this is exactly the same place. So they kind of show a play a reason for Eleanor to be kind of morally wrong, show her a little bit of the past, which we did. We did. It didn't happen last year. Last episode, sorry, last year. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go sleep after this. So what she's saying is I'm a child of divorce. It's like, oh yeah, a lot of people are. Doesn't mean that they're turning badly. And it's the true Eleanor is also a child of divorce. So this is super cool. They even show a bad Janet. The whole point of the bad place is to show how shitty they are. And the whole point of the good place is to show how nice Michael is. Michael is doing whatever they ask him. If they ask him to do something, he'll do it. So it does show the good place as being a weaker part of it. And it's kind of crazy because in a good place, you would think that the good place is kind of the most important place. What I'm trying to say is, for example, right? The good place is where we want to go. But if you're showing that the good place is full of weak people, then you're not showing it. However, maybe being nice is it being weak? Is it being understanding toward others? Is it being um is it putting people in front of you that possibly shouldn't be in front of you? And the answer is I don't know. The answer is I don't know. So we meet the true Eleanor, and this is so cool because she tells us how shitty the bad place is, which is kind of insane. Right away, they're making fun of Michael, the bad place. They're imitating his accent, which is pretty demeaning. And the cool thing here is Tahani. She's like, "Why are you letting them do that to you? Don't let them do that to you." And that I did like it. We got a restaurant which is super nice because it's shitty. The Eleanor. We're gonna call it the real Eleanor, the fake Eleanor. So Air Eleanor, real Eleanor. Air Eleanor is talking to Shitty, and this is kind of cool because they're supposed to be soulmate. So there's really right away there's kind of like chemistry, which is great. And you got the Trevor, which is the guy from the bad place, on a date with Eleanor. So the F Eleanor, which is fake Eleanor, and it's so cool to see. And it's nuts because this is kind of like I do like the characters of Trevor, which is the representative of the bad place because he's talking to her and he's talking a lot of sense. For example, you see you just spend how much time with that guy, and you see them and they get along right away. How does that make you feel? Aren't you angry? And yeah, it's tempting. It's the little devil tempting him, tempting her. Now this is the insane part because this is something I really didn't like. I really didn't like. Wait a second. My girl, my girl, my girl is my girl. Yeah, okay, we watched episode 10. I wasn't sure. So then we have Janet and Jason. And it's kind of cool because Janet's reboot, I feel like a baby, and Jason is almost a baby. So they're talking, right? And Jason's like, I love you, and they want to get married. Now, here's a problem. Um, Eleanor realized that she has feeling for Shitty. Janet has feeling for Shitty. Shillings also has feeling for Tahani. Tahani also has feeling for Shitty. So it's weird because romance wasn't really a thing during the last 9 episodes, but now everybody's in love. So to me, this is it's a bit weird, right? As a plot.
Ooh, the Mel Gibson rant? That's a classic.
Classic. Ooh, let's do the Nixon tapes. That's my dad.
So,
Let's go.
Trevor convinced her. Trevor, which is the leader of the bad place, convinced her that she belongs there. And the way he does it is actually quite nice. You say, "Aren't you tired of pretending?" I'm not gonna. If where you're going, it's not good, but at least you can be yourself. You know. And then when they meet, he has the shirt bitch shirt. It's like, yo, I'm a big fan. So you're insinuating that she belongs there. We got Eleanor, who is drunk, very, very drunk. That's kind of nuts. Fall asleep in the bathtub.
Oh, my head.
There you go.
Drink this.
How am I hungover? I thought there were no hangovers here.
Well, the Bad Place crew requested that the hangover filter be turned off.
See, there's some good concept. There's some good concept in there. It's nuts because the show in itself, this is the pro of the show. Like a hungover filter, it's actually a really good idea. However, when I do a recap, it's hard to talk about it because like, okay, well, out of context, is that meaningful? And the context is talking about the whole episode. So things like that you have to skip, you know. So this is also super nice. So it shows a flashback. Next scene is a flashback between Eleanor. Now this is also cool. So in high school, she didn't want to be part of a group, and work she didn't have to be part of a group. Now, in her new job, which we know what it is, and this is also very cool. There's one of the point that we had in the first episode and the second episode was Eleanor was a shitty person because of what the job was, which is defrauding old people selling them medication isn't medication. So pretty much of a bad thing, isn't it? However, it's not really the case because okay, I thought I had a new text. It's not really the case because here we know why she wants to work there because there's no hangouts. So this is kind of cool.
Belong here.
You're right. I don't. But I want to. I used to never want to be a part of anything.
That's what she's saying. She's saying she never be part of any group, but she never belonged, and now she feel like she belong in the good place, and she wants to be there. See, it's kind of cool because so far most of her motivation have been selfish. Been I don't want to go to the good place, and then she like okay, well you know what? She doesn't want to leave the good place, and then she's like you know what? Maybe the good place isn't all that bad.
Don't blink.
Did I do this? Okay, I don't know if I did this. Let's do this. 'Cause I do have to upload. My girl is my girl. Ugh. I listened to that song and now it's in my head. You will be my girl. Such a good song, but I don't know the name. So what I did was I saw it on a TikTok, and we asked people for the song. Eleanor Journey is actually pretty cool. And you can kind of see the increase. And at the same time, it's super hard because the season is very young instead. Also, it's important to understand that every single this is the song. Such a good song. And it's nuts because with season of 13 episodes, it's really hard to say a story. So sometimes the pacing does feel a little bit bad, but at the same time, it's a question of what pacing is. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's tougher. It's tougher. What pacing do you want to get? Depends on the story, right? A story like Brooklyn Nine-Nine doesn't need pacing because you want to see it. A story where there's a narrative like The Good Place, you kind of have to do this. For example, you're gonna, and this is actually like kind of important when you talk about the pacing because, for example, right, you want to have a pacing where Eleanor is constantly improving. But if you do 20, 25, 30 episodes, then you say, okay, well, she improved a lot, right? Now, if you do 20, 30 episodes and you put in the bad place, like how is that possible in 20 episodes she isn't deemed good enough to be in a good place? That's kind of crazy.
If I'm wrong, you can take her to the bad place and...
So then Michael was like, yo, guess what? We want her. She's part of our team. And this is super cool because, technically speaking, Michael wasn't supposed to do that. So Michael, the whole episode was, okay, well, Trevor is in charge. Trevor's a good guy. Trevor is the guy in charge, like I said. Which is super cool because Tahani, she's like, no, Michael, don't let them get away with that. They're treating you like shit, don't you understand? And then she tells him, you have to say no, you have to stand your ground. And the first time he says no is to protect Eleanor. It's a really good place because it's really cool because what he's saying is basically like, hey, this never happened before. We never had a case where there's an error. And she's part of our team, right? We like her. There's a guy that's in between, which is Sean. And then this is a very good plot point because technically what they're trying to say is we'll get Sean to decide where she belong, in a good place or in a bad place. So then the whole neighborhood's gonna try to help you to be a better person. Episode 10, shitty place. So the ending is kind of super, 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 super important. Now, first of all, Jason Mendoza has been leaving snacks everywhere, so they know that he's not a monk because a monk wouldn't eat those things. Second of all, he's like, okay, well, guess what? You and Eleanor were very close. Does that also mean that you're not in a good place? Now, this is really really cool because Tahani in here, my first time watching, she's a bitch because she's trying to expose both Eleanor and Janu. However, I don't think that's the case. I think she's trying to look out for Michael. And if it is the case, that's super cool. That is super, super cool. She's like, okay, so she asks Jason, like,
One thing if you just weren't a Buddhist monk, but you're barely even a regular functioning person. How did you get here?
I don't know, but please, dog, you can't tell Michael about me.
You have some nerve asking me for favors when you have spent weeks deceiving me.
it is nice. It is nice. You understand both points. Like, for example, and this is the craziest thing. You have Eleanor. Okay, so this is kind of insane. Eleanor is a much worse person than Jano. Because she's literally like, she kind of convinced Shitty, kind of manipulates Shitty into helping her. Now, Janu does the right thing here, and he's asking her nicely, and the answer is no. So was Eleanor right? Eleanor was right. So this is kind of super good. We have so this is also super nice. So we have this scene. This scene is also super important. So the fact that Eleanor is there, it's only important because the real Eleanor is there. So because the real Eleanor is there, the place is rightfully hers, right? They will not be able to have two Eleanor. So this is the main problem. So what they do.
To whichever one of us you're addressing?
Well, actually, the fake real distinction helps me.
Oh, does it, Papa-chan?
No, Majan.
Now, I know a fair amount about your time on Earth. Why don't you tell me about your time here? Anything that...
There you go, perfect. So, she's lawyering up. Now, the fun thing is, she was a lawyer, so we saw this in the beginning. She's trying to help Eleanor stay. And this is really cool because I think Eleanor, the real Eleanor, is aware that it's gonna be one of them that has to stay. And she's literally willing to give her place to the fake Eleanor.
I have a stomach ache because of what.
So this is super cool because Eleanor talked about her experiences with Shitty and how much he helped her. And this is when she realized that she's in love with Shitty. Which is super duper duper cool. Oh, by the way, how does Tahani realize that she's in love with Shitty? Because Janu admit that the painting that he gave her of herself wasn't his. It was Shitty. So it's like, okay, well, maybe Shitty likes me the way I like him. This is pretty much it. So,
9 times in the last 10 minutes.
Nobody asked you, Papa-chan.
be nice, Mama-chan.
I'm
Be
not
nice,
sure
man.
what will work with
So this is super, super, super nice. So basically, they make her realize that she likes Shitty. This is where it's a bit of complex because does it add to the narrative? No. Does it add to the lore? No. The way you put it, because this is one more reason for her to want to stay there. We're going to the bad place. We got Michael and Shitty were working with Sean. So the thing with Sean is he's gonna be able to say, okay, well, Eleanor stays or Eleanor goes. He's the one in charge. So we have Shitty childhood and how he was undecisive. And this is super cool because he's really undecisive. Technically speaking, what they're implying here is that he's gonna have to choose which Eleanor stays. This I want to show you guys to see this. There's something really cool.
Gesture towards women's equality? Or is that pandering? Or do I think it's pandering because of my limited male point of view? I'm vexed, Uzo, vexed. You're only...
So Uzo is whom? Who is this guy? Kenny and Cobra Kai, you are a amazing genius. If you said any other thing, it's possibly good also, but I know him as Kenny from Cobra Kai, which is kind of cool.
He says absolutism, and he tilts his head whenever I say anything ignorant, but he never makes fun of me.
More of Eleanor talking about
He's
Shitty.
also incredibly patient and kind.
It could also be a. could also be a case of how Shitty influenced her. And it's possibly her motivation to stay there, but also her motivation to be good, be a better person. Right? So yeah, so we have Tahani seeing the real painting.
You guys are kind of my last hopes. That's not great. Hey, do you mind if I borrow Professor Stomachache here for a second?
Please, take him for an hour.
Love this, love this. Michael and Chidi are in a bad position, and Eleanor's telling him that she has feeling for him.
Because of you. Because I love you.
See, that's what she said. She basically says, "Yo, you're the reason why I'm staying here, and I love you." This is the sad part because the very next scene is Tahani that she loves him. So this is kind of like a good plot, but it's kind of a bad plot. Okay, so why is it a bad plot? Because, like I said, we don't have romance for the whole show, and now you have three romance. Now, at the same time, okay. So Shitty, if it takes Tahani, Eleanor has to go. So her fate rests in his hand. However, at the same time, Shitty, I don't know if he's romantically interested by Eleanor, and I know he's interested romantically towards Tahani. But at the same time, you see, this is insane because this is a really cool thing. So, for example, right, Shitty's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I like Eleanor or I like Tahani. And he's like, well, your soulmate will decide to be Eleanor, but at the same time, Eleanor is not supposed to be here. Because Eleanor is not supposed to be here, then the whole system is wrong, and then I don't know. So you're the soulmate are being questioned.
Just a go. Sorry.
Which is kind of super cool.
Here you go.
So Janet offers buffalo wings, which is the favorite restaurant. We know it's the favorite restaurant of Jano. It's kind of funny that Tahani and Eleanor were in love with the same person. Now this is actually cool because the previous Eleanor would have been like back off his mind, but now she wants to do like, hey, let him choose whatever it takes. This is cool because it's also a proof of I love this guy, but the right thing to do is to let him choose which one he prefer, versus forcing him into a decision. You know. So now they do it's funny. So Eleanor and Tahani's like, let's try being friends. We never tried that. And it's funny because Tahani shows a show to Eleanor, and the show is supposed to be representative of their friendship. There's a really dumb woman, there's a really clever woman, and Eleanor, fake Eleanor, is supposed to be the dumb woman. This is kind of funny.
This could send us down a very dangerous path. If you can't make a choice, this whole neighborhood could fall apart.
Also, what is really cool here, is that Shitty, we see flashback from him. We see his best friend. Now the best friend is Kenny from Cobra Kai, and he's like, "Hey, I'm getting married, dude. Because I'm getting married, I want you to be my best man, but I don't know if you're able to do it." And then Shitty's like, "Yeah, of course I'm able to do it." And he's not. It's not so. But what is the important part? The flashback is not important. The fact that he's so indecisive is not important. The very important part here isn't that important. The important part here is we see how Shitty died. And I'll tell you when it happens, but it's not for now.
People come in pairs here, and if the system paired us up, then maybe somehow I do belong here with him. Hi there. Jason and I are getting married in 10 minutes. And you're in
There's a mariage, is in French. There's a wedding between Jason and Janet, which is cool, but doesn't serve any purpose. Like, it kind of feels like their season is ending and they need plot points. You know? I don't know, man. I don't know.
The minute I said that, you knew instinctively whether it felt right.
Well, hang on, let me think about that.
No!
This is good. This is a very good advice that Michael gives them. This moment, Michael has said, "You know, you're indecisive. What about what you're feeling? Maybe you're feeling your guts is telling you what to choose. Fuck your brain. Listen to your guts."
No,
And this is
no
good.
more thinking, GD. Just do something.
And this is really good.
Cost
So then you
30 minutes,
learn.
GD.
You learn how he died. So basically, what happened, it was supposed to go right. It's supposed to go left.
You've been trying to pick up 30 minutes. It is literally impossible to be your friend. You're incapable of making a single decision.
Look, I know I can be in
And because he's staying in place, a piano fall on him, which means that this is how he died. Because this is how he died, and it's something that killed him.
I just need to make a decision. I'm gonna look each of these women in the eye,
Oh my
trust
God, bravo.
gut, and figure out how I feel.
You're kidding. That worked. Great.
Go do it.
Go do it.
Love this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Senor,
I absolutely love the wedding was kind of cool though. Jason, was kind of the vow was kind of cute. And it's funny because Eleanor is laughing at the vow, which means that it's possibly trashy and how. But hey, if it works, it works. It just feels a bit forced, and it feels like a plot that doesn't need to be there.
Eleanor, hey. I just wanted to see if you talked to Chidi. Yeah, I did. I mean, you don't have to tell me what you said. I just wanted to see if you're okay. Man, you are a good person.
And this is the real Eleanor.
I've known you. It's just that when I found out that Johnny wasn't my soulmate, I desperately needed something to keep me afloat, and you were the nearest lifeboat, as it were. And yes.
This is such a bad part. So the whole episode is about Eleanor and Tahani being friends, and it's kind of funny because Eleanor being nicer, not nice, being nicer is, you know what, he's gonna do his choice. I'm not gonna try to sabotage you. He's just gonna make his choice. Tahani, which is nice by nature, was a lot nicer, breaks up the relationship with Shitty. That way he can end up with Eleanor, sacrificing her feelings for her friends to have feelings.
You have the sort of connection that only two.
You understand?
Oh, we would love. Oh, really? I'll come too.
That's it. That's it. That's episode. Again, I'm not sure as to why, but this morning I was bored out of my mind watching this. So,
show you some.
pretty much it. Anyway, we're gonna end the video here. I'm done. I'll go sleep a little bit, and that's gonna be it for today. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.